Hi, everybody. So I have no idea what happened. It just cut off. So I'm back. So now we're going to go I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in to Matthew chapter 2, verses 7 through 8, and then 12. And it says, and it reads rather, then Herod sent for the wise men secretly and accurately to the last point ascertained from them the time of the appearing of the star. That is, how long the star had made itself visible since rising in the east. Now, this is talking about when Herod was looking for Jesus when he was a baby. So let me put it in context because he wanted to kill him, right? So then it says, then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, go and search for the child carefully and diligently. And when you have found him, bring me word that I too may come and worship him. But verse 12 read, and receiving an answer to their asking, they were divinely instructed and warned in a dream not to go back to Herod. So they departed to their own country by a different way. So I said that because these same people in leadership, these same people that work with you and try to devise these plans against you, they will devise plans to come against you. They will try to partner with people to help do their dirty work, but wise people will see their plans and not let their plans be fulfilled. They will go in another direction, quite literally. God's protection of you is not always a physical thing, but a mental thing. Herod's plan was to play a mind game on them to help him kill Christ. However, God revealed the plan to the wise men so that they will hear what the Lord is saying to the churches, those that's in leadership. Be careful who you align yourself with because it could be the reason you have a downfall. It could be the reason you fall short of grace. And so the two things, the first main point I want to get is that even if you see people aligning themselves with the person that is against you, make sure that you see the full picture. Because just like if Mary and Joseph knew Herod's plan and they saw the three wise men with Herod meeting with him, they would get this idea, okay, we can't let them near us. But they're the ones that brought Jesus frankincense, myrrh, and gold as a baby. And so sometimes God does not allow you to see the divisive plans of the enemy simply because there may be people in there who's going to bless you, but don't know that they're going to bless you. Sometimes you're not able to see all of the plans and all of the people because God is going to make them become the Judas of the divisive plan. And so the plan that was sent to destroy you will then in turn work in your favor because somebody's going to step up and say, hey, well, such and such has this, this, and this coming for you, right? So if I were you, I would get this on order. If I were you, I would make this call. If I were you, I would put this in place. hmm Sometimes people will have people, um, I just heard special op people in high places or in places that you don't know of so that they can protect you and protect you from the plan, protect you from people. And then the second is for those in leadership who wants to jump on the bandwagon of the next hot smoking person that there is. Be careful who you align yourself with because this person can seem can seem like they're real flashy and they're good on the outside, but on the inside they just as dim and lackluster, and you align yourself with them, and then it's like when you sign the contract you can't easily break out of that contract because you didn't really see who you was trying to align yourself with. And now I'm not saying that the three wise men aligned themselves with Herod, but had they listened to Herod and didn't get that divine interception, they would have, who knows the repercussions that would have happened in their lives because they went out to go touch the Son of God. So there are some people, when they get together, they see you as, oh no, I'm not touching that one. That person right there is blessed. I'm not doing it. Or that person's a sweetheart. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that to them. And then there's other people who don't really know you or who also like don't really care for you. And they're going to align themselves, but they're going to fall and fail. And what they do is they have signed their line to whatever happens to that main person that's trying to attack you. The torment and the what was it, the calamity and the war, all the hell that comes with it, that breaks loose, they're going to also receive that in their lives. And there's nothing that nobody can do about it. They can pray all they want to, but just based off of who they have aligned themselves with will cause them to have a downfall. And you don't want that. And so, as a son of Jacob, you don't have to worry about those that come up against you. Just take note of those who come up against you so that when God prepares the table, you will know to leave them out of the invitation list, to pray for them from afar. I don't, baby, you don't have to come to me. I don't have to come to you. If Jesus could send the word and that centurion soldier's servant could be healed, I can just send the word to you and what's going on in your life. And if it doesn't improve, then maybe that is something that God is taking you. Maybe you going through your cycle, and I'm not putting my hands on that, right? And then as I was reading, and I'm going back to Genesis 31, I was reading down and it talked about how when Jacob and Laban came to an agreement, came to the point of saying, hey, well, we agreed to go our separate ways, right? We agreed to just let each other be, right? And we're not going to try to do anything. We're not going to cause harm to anybody. And then that's when I saw a most famous and familiar scripture. I'm trying to find it. And I said, this is where we got it from. So to paint and to also give you this little bit of history, Laman he worshiped different gods. He didn't worship Jehovah, our Jehovah God, right? He didn't worship. So he was stating this in a way where it was like the meeting of the gods, so to speak. So you have I guess you would, what people would call a pagan worshiper, and then a Christian worshiper together, making an agreement. And Laban is the one who said this. Laban, Laban, Laban is the one who made this statement that I hear a lot of people in church say. And I find it and I jokingly say it, right? Because I grew up in the church, but I want to point this out. And it says that after they made this pillar, he said, may the Lord watch between you and me when we are absent and hidden one from another. And I said, so why would he say hidden? And then the next scripture says, if you should afflict, humiliate, or lower my daughters, or if you should take other wives beside my daughters, although no man is with us to witness or to see or to remember, God is witness between you and me. That was a father-in-law talking to his son-in-law and say, baby, while we're absent and hidden from each other, may the Lord watch what you do, and may the Lord watch what I do. Because if you do something sneaky and shisty towards my daughters, may he get you. And may I do something sneaky and shisty on my side that will in any way cause harm to you on yours. May God get me. May the Lord get me. So it is words of accountability. While we are absent and hidden from one another. So that is an accountability thing that God that man has made. So when we say these things while you are going through, if it is another saint that is causing you harm, and I'm gonna say saint in quotation marks, if there is another saint causing you harm, baby, the Lord is watching them as they devise these wicked and evil plans towards you. And if God is doing that for other saints, know that He's doing that with other people that's in your lives as well. So whether that be a work life, sports life, school life, wherever you are, while you are absent from one another, God is always watching to see who is devising a plan against whom. God is taking notes and saying, okay, God already knows what they're gonna do before they even thought of it anyway. So then there's that. So that's why God already has plans. But that statement right there holds people accountable for their actions. And so when the church starts saying it, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another, they took out the part that says while we're absent and hidden from one another. Because what you doing that you can't, that you got to sneak to do it, saints? What are you doing behind closed doors against your brother and your sister or your neighbor, saints, that you're not supposed to be doing? Because just know that the Lord is watching what is happening between you and this person, you and that person, you and that person way over there. So it doesn't matter. You're being watched. And if you are the neighbor and somebody's doing something for you, the Lord is watching. The Lord is preparing. Oh, so you did that? Okay, so that's going to be an extra 2 years of struggling financially because you did this to my person's finance. Oh, you had somebody decide to swipe their card. Okay, so you're going to be without a car. I'll say 6 months because you're already struggling financially. So I'm going to give them 6 months with no car. Oh, they're stalking you and leaving threatening messages on your social media, causing you headaches. Okay, so migraines for the next year and a half before they find out what the problem is. And the list just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. The person's son, daughter is going to end up in the hospital. When this grandchild is born, they're going to be born with birth defects that the doctors got to keep them in the hospital for several months. The list keeps getting longer and longer, and it don't just affect them, but it affects the generations after them. So definitely, sons of Jacob, just rejoice and keep your focus on God. Keep your focus on what's going on in your life that you have to take care of, that you have to tend to the sheep in your own flock, tend to your own garden, drink your water, rest, and pray, as a friend of mine would say. you know, continue to do those things because they keep you out of harm's way. And what they also do is they in turn allow you to watch those around you fall and fail while you get blessed. And people try to understand, how is this person continuously blessed when I cause this pain to them, right? And that is why. It's because you're protected. And there's nothing that they can do to stop you from getting and receiving the blessings that God has in store for you. So thank you for tuning in. I do apologize again for the interruption of the videos, but hopefully you have learned something and grasped something. And please share and like with this in your communities and to those that you know need to hear this. And as I always say, don't try to think about, don't try to figure it out. Just be blessed. Have a good night.